Rosetta. What are we making today?
Well, Donna, today is really exciting. It's pasta day.
Can't wait.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to watch you make, because I've never done that. In all of our years of knowing each other, I've never actually watched you or Ma make pasta.
You've eaten it.
Oh,
and I know
many times.
Children have loved the homemade pasta, especially Owen and his black pasta. Once we actually get started, when you see how simple it is to make homemade pasta, you'll really, really, truly want to be doing this on a regular basis. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to start just to show you how very, very simple it is. I'm going to use some flour from this wonderful container that you must have a story, because it's very, very cool. And it looks old.
It is, actually. So my Aunt Helen, who, when I was first born, came to Sault Ste. Marie, and she's my mom's youngest sister. And that's where my mom didn't really like to cook, but did. My dad loves to cook, but he wasn't usually home until later. And so from Helen, I learned a lot about cooking.
Right.
And she bought me that copper set. And she bought me that, the pasta machine that we're going to use.
Yes.
She bought me that too.
Where's
the
pasta machine from, Donna?
It's from Italy.
Well, of course it is.
Italy.
Okay, now, do you see what I'm doing here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm building myself a little well. So I've measured out 3 cups of flour.
And you used whole wheat flour.
I'm using whole wheat because you can do, and this is why we have the colored pasta. You can make pasta in any shade of the rainbow, literally. Your nice cooked spinach can become your liquid that you need to solidify the pasta. You can use red peppers to make pepper pasta, squid ink to make black pasta, whole wheat to make whole wheat pasta. So we're going to do whole wheat today. So here's my little well. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to put my eggs. Now, how do I measure for pasta? My grandmother and my mom taught me whatever amount of cups of flour you want to make, you use the same amount of egg.
Oh, okay.
3 cups of flour, 3 eggs. Now, it might not be enough liquid, and if it's not, then you'll add a little bit of water if you have to. I don't personally like to add.
Hey, I could do this.
Yeah, you could. A lot of people don't put salt in their pasta, and that's fine. It's a choice. I like to put just a little tiny bit, and I'll tell you why. Is because a lot of people like you who didn't know this when I first met you, didn't know that you have to cook pasta in salted water or else it has no taste, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. So there's my little well. I'm going to put my eggs right in there. Okay, there they are. And now I'm going to beat them. Well, what I'm doing is I'm pulling the flour from the inside.
Oh, I can see that.
The outside stays as my walls. I don't want my eggs to fly onto the tray yet. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I get most of the flour incorporated. And if you wanted to make a spinach pasta at this point, you would take your spinach that you might want to put through the food processor because you want it to be as fine as you can.
Okay. And then chop it. Could you not chop it?
You could, but it might be a little bit coarser. But once you go through the food, through the pasta machine, it's all going to get all incorporated anyways. And my mother always told me, 1 cup of flour, 1 serving of pasta.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Now, of course, that's my mother's helping.
Yes, of course. We all know about your mother and her.
So now you see how it's drying out on me, so I'm not going to have enough liquid. So I'm going to, in a few minutes, I'm going to add a little bit of water, but I'm just going to keep doing this. You don't want it to be pretty. We're just going to add a little tiny liquid in the middle.
And keep working it in.
And just keep working it in. And eventually, all of this will become a really ugly ball of dough. And that's fine, because then we have to get into the kneading. Oh. And you have to knead the pasta. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, so now this is basically your pasta dough. And you really have to work it.
You are working.
Oh my God, I'm working into a sweat. I'm going to shine. So not touch that.
Oh, it's so dense. But really different from bread dough.
Totally different.
And very different, obviously, from pie
because
crust
there's
dough.
anything.
Yeah, they're all different.
Well, because of course they have, like some of them have yeast.
Look at that.
So now I needed to put it to rest.
Okay.
Mainly because I need to rest because I'm exhausted.
Oh. No, you're not.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, so we're gonna put it in the bowl.
Yeah.
And
what you should
cover
do.
it. We put a piece of saran here because we knew we were trying to be prepared.
Anyway, so you cover it.
Oh, that's a moment.
And then you let it rest for at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
Because basically what you've done now is you've tired it by working it out. So you want it to rest, so it just gets a chance to become a little bit more elastic, like a little bit more elastic, so we can put it through the pasta machine.
So our dough has rested.
We let it rest because you
Perfect.
want to give it a chance for it to come together in its own little shape, and and like I said, no, don't worry about the fact that it looks lumpy in that. Now we're going to cut it.
Well, we all look lumpy from time to time, right?
Yes. I didn't really want to talk about that right now, but yes, okay. But do you see the inside already? How it's already like look.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
look at
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. So now I'm going to just cut it into discs. And again, do I have a measurement? Do I have a science? No.
No.
It just happens.
But that's
And
okay.
there's,
So
and
you're
there's no
cutting-
right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to take some flour because now we have to make a little bit of a mess. So we're going to just do this so it doesn't stick to our machine.
Okay.
And now we're going to go to Aunt Helen's machine.
And you know what else? I got this out today because we had the
talking about
machine.
Helen, yeah.
Helen and her husband Doug made this cookbook. I think is at least 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
And
I'm going
there-
to cross over and just
You do that.
I'm going to, okay, now touch this. I'm sorry for Helen's interruption. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, it's so.
Okay, so go ahead, talk about the cookbook because that's really cool.
It is, and Kierland Bray was the name of her homestead where they lived.
Right.
And they wrote this book, and it's got all these really great recipes, including the pie, the homemade pie with slats. They had to have slats, and that Helen used to make for me, which I learned to make myself. But she used to make it for me, and the way to eat it was out of the pie dish. Look at that.
Whole wheat pasta. Now,
That's amazing.
I'm going to this dial on the side has numbers. You know it because you've used it.
Yes,
I'm not
yeah.
talking, as if you didn't know that. So you start at the thickest, and you keep bringing it down a number.
That's exactly.
Okay, so now we're going to go down one number.
So, and you run it through again.
And you run it through again. And you put a little bit of flour, because, whether or not you believe it, with a little bit of egg and flour or water that we use, it can be sticky. And you just keep doing this. We're going to adjust it one more time. And we're going to do it again. And we're going to add a little bit of flour. And you hold it straight up.
I'll hold it straight up.
There you go. And we're just going to make sure it catches.
My hands in front of your head.
Oh, that's okay. And there we go. Okay, you
Getting
take.
so thin. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It just goes on forever.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Now.
And that was just out of one piece.
That's
Look at all the pasta.
and that's what I'm saying. For 4 eggs and 4 cups of flour.
This is certainly enough for 4 people, probably more.
Now, if you wanted to make lasagna noodles,
Yes.
you would do basically the same idea as this.
Yes.
Leave it a little bit wider. And I made some for us in spinach. This is, I call this my scarf, my spinach scarf.
Oh, look. Okay.
Okay, so that's the thinner.
Yes.
But if I wanted to make a spinach lasagna,
Yes.
I would pass it through the machine and just leave it
Oh, perfect.
like this. And then I would take this and cut it into my squares that you would need for your lasagna pan.
So you did this with your own machine?
Yeah, I did
Perfect.
that just so that I could show
Yeah,
you. So
of
basically
course.
the same idea.
Right.
You can make it as wide or as thin as you want,
Depending on what you're cooking.
depending on what you're cooking.
Gosh, it's
Okay,
so fresh.
isn't that pretty? I love this. It's like here's my little ribbon. But this is what I did after I cut these up. But
Okay,
we're going to
so
continue
we can
on.
do that over here now.
And through the magic of all there is,
There we go. Look
There
at
you go.
that.
there you go.
Fabulous.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
And you know how healthy this is?
It's so healthy.
Okay, now watch this.
Okay.
Are you going to watch this?
I'm watching.
Because
this.
look what you just did.
I know I messed it up.
Oh, Donna. So what I'm going to do is, Donna.
Okay, I'm going to do
No,
something
okay, you do whatever.
constructive.
Okay, now watch what I'm doing to your mess.
What are you doing with my mess?
I'm going to re-knead it.
I think we need to. Oh, look, so we have more.
See? And
We
see,
have to toss this with some flour now or something.
Well,
right?
yeah, because you don't want it to be dry.
To dry,
Yeah, exactly. But there we go. There you are.
There we go.
There. But do you see this?
Yes.
This was the one you just made a mess of.
Yes. And
Okay.
we're going to roll it again?
Yeah. But I'm going to do it on my own because I really don't trust you.
Rolling,
Yeah, you
rolling,
Can, yeah, you just roll.
rolling through the machine. The machine.
Is that what your aunt called it?
No,
Who called it that? My mother.
your mother.
The machine.
The machine.
The machine should make them everything beautiful.
Simple sauces.
So simple. First one I'm going to put on is a really true blue traditional tomato sauce with no meat in it. Awesome, healthy, great for vegetarians, great for vegan. There is absolutely no meat product whatsoever.
Rien, none.
None. And if you decide you want to, the only difference would be that when I start the saute with my onions and garlic,
Right.
you would saute your meat. Once you've got it in there, it just cooks. You do whatever. Get on your iPad, answer your emails, make sure you stir it once in a while. Okay, so you're going to help me by peeling this onion.
I can do that.
I've got my garlic already peeled. I'm going to go to the stove and turn on this. This one has to go on first. The other two I'm going to make, one is a gorgonzola sauce. It's a very particular taste. It's very, because of the gorgonzola cheese. I love gorgonzola. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to make a nice alfredo sauce. I'm going to make black pasta with the cream sauce and lobster. So
No.
I'm going to put my garlic. I'm going to get some good olive oil. You're going to cut the onion. You do
Okay,
know how to
I'm
cut.
gonna get it.
You know how to cut.
But I'm
onion.
going to get a different knife.
Okay, but you know.
I'm going to get
okay.
a chef's knife.
But you know how to cut onions, right?
Yes, but how would you like them? Diced?
Diced away. I don't mind waiting. It's fun to have someone else help you in the kitchen.
It is.
It's when it's
Fun to help someone.
When it's
Okay,
helpful.
I'm not doing a very good job here.
Well, again, I asked the question, do you know how to dice onions? Well, you know, it is what it is.
I do. But you know what? You don't have to be a superstar to make a nice meal.
Never. Those
So
are
this
way
is too big.
way-
No, I know. I
Oh my
know. Hold
God.
on. They're
What?
what are these ones called? What are these called? They're not sliced and they're not diced. They're chopped.
You know what, honey?
All right.
honey, Pour us some wine. That's fine. That's fine.
Can you do? All right, you do it right. The other with the
now
other
watch,
half.
Now watch. Okay, first of all, you get this big knife. Okay, now watch. Watch me go like this. See, like that. You hold it into little place. Like, look at that. Now watch what happens. Oh, I can take this onion and watch this. Make this into this, and then I get little dices. Look at that. Oh, diced onions.
I'm crying.
Well, that's because of the onions, not because I hurt your feelings.
I have a lot to learn.
Well, I mean, of course not. And then
I
you
have
can
a lot.
just- there you go. And I've got diced onions now. Thanks for the help.
I'll just pour the wine.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks a lot. Okay, there we go.
This is a nice Cabernet Franc from the Featherstone Winery in Niagara.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, so you notice that I took my. Okay, this is when I get to be a little definite about what I use in my sauces.
Okay.
I use canned tomatoes if I haven't preserved my own, which my
Right.
mom, of course, would not even. Mom, please forgive me. If I haven't preserved tomatoes and if I don't have preserved tomatoes in the house, I buy canned. They have to be Italian.
Italian tomatoes.
Has to be.
What's the difference?
Water. Look at this. Do you see this?
So they have-
No, there's no water. It's all tomato.
Oh.
It's all pulp.
So those are Italian whole tomatoes.
Yes, and
Wow.
I squish them in the bowl just so I don't have to worry about them. They would break
Right.
up in there.
Right.
But this is like, look.
They're rich.
They're dense.
Is there anywhere in Italy that the best tomatoes are grown?
Naples. Now, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't use. You can use whatever you wish to
Of
use.
course,
Of
of
course.
course.
I just find that in this way I don't have my sauce having to cook so much longer to get the reduction.
Right.
Because when you're reducing your sauce, it's basically getting
So
rid of the
for a
water.
quick sauce,
Oh,
Italian tomatoes are great.
Okay, so I've got my onions and garlic sauteing. I'm going to throw in my tomatoes. And I'm just going to let this work a little bit itself. And now in there I'm going to add, and I've just pureed or a passata.
Passata.
And
What does
passata-
passata mean?
Exactly what passata. It means it's passed. It's passata.
It's
been
passed-
passed through a machine.
Okay.
Seeds are gone,
Yes.
no water, just tomato, basically the tomato.
So you're using whole tomatoes and
and
passata.
passata. And that gives you that nice, thick, rich tomato sauce. When people used to come to the restaurant, they would ask me, oh my God, your mom's sauce is so good. What's in it? And it was exactly this, which I'm going to finish off. Salt,
We're going with like a few really simple things again, right?
pepper,
Yes?
the onion and garlic that's in there, basil and parsley. I've added a little bit just to let the taste come through. You add your fresh herbs at the end, or else you lose the benefit of having them in there. And that's all that's in it. So,
Wow.
like,
Simple.
so simple. And you know what they say, the simplest things sometimes are the best, right? Am I going to keep drinking or should I keep working?
Well, I think we have to do a little of both, but probably more work than drinking.
All right, you drink, I work. Seems to be our story of our friendship.
All right, so we've got the marinara sauce on the go. What
Yeah.
are we making next?
Well, I'm going to dice up some
You're
of
going
this.
to actually dice some more onions.
Well, I'm going to fix this and try to make them into smaller little onions. That's okay. I only need a little bit. Now, believe it or not, I start my Alfredos, any cream sauces, I started with a little bit of onion and garlic.
I just don't, I've never heard of that
Well,
before.
you know what? I find that if you don't, I mean, again, it's a preference. It's like me with the tomatoes. I mean, wanting to use Italian tomatoes. I prefer it.
It's your favorite. It makes your favorite.
Well, it's also because I'm used to it. Because we canned tomatoes all our lives. Like when Timely Manor first opened, which was 30-some years ago, my mom and dad, myself and my brother canned every tomato that went through that kitchen. So here's my onions that are now diced.
Okay.
Unlike those
So
ones
which
that are
one, you're
chopped.
going to do the fettuccine, or the Alfredo, sorry, the Alfredo sauce, and then you're going to use the Alfredo sauce to make the gorgonzola.
Exactly. I'm just going to do, basically it's the same concept or the same start. Adding the gorgonzola will give me that other sauce. The Alfredo, I'm going to do just Alfredo, and then to a little bit of it, I'll add some lobster, so you can have a seafood.
And I'm trying to figure out, because I know you have some cinnamon there, I'm trying to figure out what the heck you're going to do with that. I guess we're going to find out.
You're going to find out.
All right.
Can you peel a little garlic for me?
Oh, I can try.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of onions in each. And on these ones here, I'm going to start with olive oil, but I'm going to add butter.
All right.
Because I find that, again, with the cream sauces, I love the olive oil for what it does for the garlic and onions. The butter gives me that nice, rich level to start building.
Decadent.
Well, it gives me something to build from for the cream. So I've got my frying pans on. And now believe it or not, I make my cream sauces in frying pans. You know how most people would probably use a pot, which makes sense, obviously. I do it in a frying pan because I find the frying pan has a bigger surface, and I can see it better, and I can stir the sides.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
and again, it's just a preference, right? My tomato sauce is coming to a nice boil. It's going to need a little bit more black pepper in that one.
I'll let you.
Love freshly ground pepper.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, yeah. And I've got my water
Lovely.
boiling for the noodles, almost coming to a boil.
Okay, which noodles are we doing?
Well, the way I believe, I'm going to do the black with the lobster.
Yes.
I'm going to do the Alfredo with the spinach.
Oh, perfect.
And I think I'm going to do the gorgonzola on the whole wheat.
Lovely.
And then we can have a real pasta fest.
We're going to have a buffet.
A buffet of
My
pasta.
grandmother used to call it my grandmother Grace, my dad's mom, she used to call it a buffet.
My mom had a story about buffet too.
What?
Every once in a blue moon, because we're not pure, obviously we're not perfect, we do make mistakes. If there ever was a complaint of any kind, whether it was the steak was underdone, or
At the
whether-
restaurant.
at the restaurant, or they didn't like something for whatever reason, my mom used to get very, very hurt because she took it all very like this was so personal. She cooked for the public like she would cook for us, her family.
Of course.
So she always used to say, "Okay, you tell them go eat the buffet." Because she figured, well, if you're not going to like what I've done, then go and eat at a buffet because you obviously aren't going to.
Yeah, but
it was just a personal thing. I mean,
yeah.
God bless her. You know, my mother never went to a restaurant in her life. The first time she ever stepped in a restaurant was when she came to Canada and started working in one.
Wow. And that was in when? Like 1963. 63.
Butter is now bubbling. My
Yes.
onions and garlic are nice and tender.
And you have that on medium heat.
We have medium, now I'm going to turn it down.
Yeah. And you
There you
have
go.
the
And the other one's boiling nicely.
It's simmering.
Simmering.
Yep.
Now this is bubbled. See, my onions are nice and tender looking.
Yes.
It's starting to be brown around the edge, which
I
means
see
my
that.
okay. Time for the cream to go in.
Oh my.
Oh my. This one here is doing the same thing, but I'm going to let that one keep going. I'm going to do it with the lobster, I believe, first, because I want to have the lobster actually saute for a minute.
Oh,
Because,
of course.
because you want the flavor to come out. So if you want to just grab it for me, it's in that bowl. Okay, so now this is coming to a nice, again, my butter's bubbling. My onions are nice and translucent. I might have one little, no, it's all there. So I'm going to put the lobster meat in. Now this lobster meat is beautiful. Look at this
It looks
cloth.
fabulous.
It's basically pre-cooked. Okay, it comes as a frozen product. You can buy fresh lobsters and do this all.
Do the
But
same.
again, I'm doing this simple. I came home from work. I want to make a nice dinner.
Well, sometimes, you know, in the
Or-
grocery store, you see lobsters that are already cooked.
Cooked, take them and pull it apart.
They're frozen,
Beautiful.
right? And then you could have them at home.
Exactly. So here it is. I mean, so what I'm doing right now is I'm not cooking the lobster. I mean, like virtually I can take a piece and eat it.
And, of course, yeah.
But what I want to do is I want some of that flavor to come out and see the colors coming out that nice. And I'm going to add some cream to this little boy.
This is like sauce mania here.
Yeah, exactly. My water's now boiling.
Perfect. What are we putting in there?
Uh,
Did you
what-
put the salt yet?
Not yet. You put the salt.
Well, where is
Okay, and then you were wondering what I
Oh,
was going
here.
to do with my magic little
it?
cinnamon.
Like 2 pinches of salt?
Do it and then taste it.
Well, how do I taste boiling water, Rosetta? Clearly, I didn't put enough.
Now,
All right.
Put your finger in there and taste
I'm
it.
not putting my finger in boiling water. Like where?
You are such a wimp.
Your fingers.
A tiny, tiny, tiny bit of nutmeg, a tiny, tiny bit of cinnamon.
And this is in the Alfredo
This
sauce.
is, oh yeah, it's not Alfredo unless you put nutmeg in it. And then I'm going to add a tiny, tiny bit in there. Just a little
Of
tiny,
each.
Yeah, just a
Nutmeg
tiny-
and cinnamon.
yeah. So now we're going to chop up some. This has basically come to this is fine.
Okay, what are we putting in that pasta? Water.
Let's do green first.
All right.
Because we're going to use the same water for several different things. So give me a
We're
minute.
just going to do, oh, I know what we're doing.
Hold on. Give me a minute. There's one ingredient there that's missing, and that's my my grated cheese.
Okay. Would you
Or else my cheese or my sauce won't be thick enough to toss with the noodles.
I'm going to put this. I'm going to give you a spoon. Go with
Awesome.
that.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
then we can say the
And the
Alfredo.
sauce takes or the pasta takes like just 2 minutes. Is it time to put the pasta in?
You can put your pasta in. The Alfredo sauce, I am almost positive is ready. I'm just going to add some fresh herbs.
that-
Oh no, go nuts. Not total, but I mean, we want to have a nice little taste on it. There you go. Good girl.
Okay.
Okay. 3 minutes.
Should I be
Slide it
stirring it or anything?
very gently, and then use a lifter, and we're going to just put it right into the sauce.
Okay.
Okay, this is coming. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go chop some nice fresh herbs. Don't break my pasta.
I
Please?
won't break the pasta.
Please?
Why?
Well, you might if you're not gentle.
Okay,
to
and
be
all is
gentle.
good here.
And all is good? Okay. I'm just
That's a
gonna-
question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all is good.
All is good.
All is good.
I still can't believe there's
There's what?
cinnamon and nutmeg.
In the Alfredo? You never did that?
No, I don't think I ever have.
Okay. Oh, look at this
I
pasta.
could try that.
Oh, yeah. It's coming up to the board. And come back. And here we go. Am I going to strain it? Oh, gosh, no.
No, I think you can just put it
You know
in.
what
like
I'm going
that.
to do?
What?
I'm going to take, look at that sauce. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Look at that. I'm going to just go from there. I don't want to drain all over the stove, so I'm just going to push this over. Oh, turn this off. Turn that off. And here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, which pasta should I put in next?
Now we're going to do the black pasta.
Okay.
Look at that.
That is, oh my gosh, you know what? My mother would,
Now, do you see a little bit of the onion and garlic?
I do.
And I know that it's something that's not something that's typical for you, but I hope that you understand that it's just a way of layering flavors. Oh, yeah.
all right.
Okay. So now we're going to put the same, because of time and the way of effect, we're going to put the pasta in there. And if we have a few green ones left, oh well.
All right, so some black pasta now.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you. Remember I told you I was going to make gorgonzola sauce?
Yes.
I took the Alfredo that was left from,
Oh, that's why you had so much extra.
I've added a little bit more onion and butter, again, just to give it a little bit of flavor, and because I've used quite a bit of it in that. And I'm going to add gorgonzola sauce to it. So here I've added my nice little chunk of gorgonzola. Lobster pasta is ready to come out.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I don't want to see the, okay. There's a few pieces of the green, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay, my gorgonzola is almost melted.
Look at that. Fun.
Okay, and this is, I'm going to let this reduce just a bit because see the water that came from the pasta?
Yes.
I'm just going to let that go away
Okay.
by doing just a little bit hotter heat, just keeping an eye on it. And,
Gosh. Black pasta and lobster.
And I'm going to let that go. If you give me a pot, I'm just going to strain the water into another pot. Oh, beautiful.
Do you need a pot holder or?
No, I need nothing, honey. I'm so used to this. Okay, there you go.
Okay,
Just
where are
put
you
it
doing this?
Right there.
Right here.
Right there. Thank you.
Hokey Nelly.
We've
Okay.
got the nice salted water.
Yes.
It's already at a boil.
Yes.
We don't want to take time. And now you can put your white pasta in. Ooh, watch that flame. Is this off?
Perfect. Oh, it's.
Turn this one off.
You know, I just got this amazing whiff of timely manner pasta.
Well, yeah, because you've got all the timely manner pasta sauces right in front of you.
No, there was something about. Oh my goodness. What are we doing next?
That's it. We're just going to wait for that pasta to go in there and we're going
Okay.
to eat.
Fantastic.
The tomato sauce is still boiling, so I'm just going to let it continue for a few more minutes. And, ha. Okay, you don't mind, do you? Hey, I use my hands probably.
I know you do. How is it? We could put this in a bowl too.
I just want it so we can share. I want to eat on one side, you eat on the other side. Okay, this pasta's almost ready as well. Cheese is all melted, and the pasta's done. Like seriously, how fast can you possibly do it? Oh, can you? Oh, this.
I
is
can.
my-
I told you I can smell.
This is my favorite smell right here. Gorgonzola sauce is by far my favorite. I love it on steak. I love it on pasta. I love it on anything. I'm going to take a nice little wedge of this very moldy cheese. I'm going to put it right on top of there. Let it sit. I would take a little bit of the greens on this guy here, and maybe just give it a
So
little.
with the exception of the seafood, the lobster that
Yeah.
we put in here, there's no meat. It's
None.
just
Cream, cheese, and cheese and cream. That's it. A little bit of greens on that one. I'm going to take a little bit of cheese.
fabulous. So nice.
So nice. I'm back here, and
Do we
Now-
want some fresh ground pepper?
that would be lovely. And you know what else I
Where
need?
did it go?
Right here. And
Oh, more olive oil. Olive oil, our favorite.
and just okay. And bon
How
appetit.
much fun.
Okay, where's my wine?
Oh, well, it's right here.
Good.
There you are.
And now the tomato sauce, which I was going to do with that, I'm going to let it cook because obviously we can't eat all four of them at the same time. My mom always made fun of my dad and I because we're the only two that did this.
Oh.
I'm actually serious. This is really good.
I have to truly say that that is the best Alfredo I think I've ever had.
And I would agree. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woohoo! Simple pastas.
Simple pastas.
Good friends. They can't get better than this.